Hello ladies and gentlemen of Lovac. June 2020 has come and gone, meaning that it is in fact officially summer, despite what, the lack of being outside says. For summer we have a lot of things planned here at Lovac, and you can kind of already see those plans in motion. I originally planned on having a video at the beginning of the week saying something about this. However, I figured at the end of the week on Saturday is normally the best times to give updates. So, in order to give you guys this update, I'm going to do something that I've never really done before and I'm a little bit nervous about. Hi! It's me, Connor, or Everyday Conman, or EDCM, or whatever you want to call me. I'm the guy who you know on Lovac for doing this. All of that. So yeah, we're doing Lovac Summer, which is going to be insanely fun. We plan on having a comic dub every week. We plan on having game nights every week. We just plan on going back to regular content like every single week, It's been a while. We've really wanted to do something like this, kind of get back into the groove of things, because we've been struggling a lot over these past few years, and there's a couple of reasons because of that I'm going to get into at the end of this big update video where we talk about everything that's going on and what's going to be going on and what has gone on and what will go on. A whole bunch of fun stuff, I'm sure. So first things first, I'm sure you guys noticed the branding. We've completely rebranded the channel. We realized we're not really new anymore, so we took the new out of the name and we're just Lovac now. Along with that, we've gotten a new banner, new thumbnails, new end cards, a whole bunch of overhaul stuff that I spent way too long on. So let's start with the comic dubs and what's going to be going on there. We already have a bunch of comic dubs recorded, planned out. I kind of got to get through editing them all, so that's fun. But they really haven't been all that much of a hassle. I've gotten a lot better at editing over these past few years, and I've been able to kind of crank them out a lot faster than I used to. Because back in the day, it used to take me a week to video edit a comic dub, and nowadays I can probably get really easy ones done within the night. So, on the topic of comic dubs, we had Pining for Jokes that came out this week, the very first week of Lovac Summer, and that was a comic dub that we actually had on our Twitter, which was twitter.com/voiceandcans. We have a Twitter, we have a Tumblr, we have a Facebook. We don't use the Facebook as often, but definitely on Twitter is where we're very active. On Tumblr, we share links and stuff like that, but if you really, really want to get caught up on what we're doing on Lovac, I'd say follow the Lovac Twitter, like I said, twitter.com/voiceandcans, and that's kind of where we keep everything all up to date and just talk to people, we have a good time. But yeah, we've got more comic dubs coming down the line, a few of them already in the works. I can't say what next week's is going to be, because comic dubs are fun to make. On top of that, we also plan on having a lot more game nights. Originally, here's the thing about game nights. Game nights don't really get as many views as comic dubs and stuff like that, but those are mainly just for us. We don't do game nights because we're hey, this is really fun and really entertaining. We're gonna, give some crazy content to the world. It's more just we want to have fun and we want to document ourselves having fun and kind of have a time capsule of all the fun things that we've been doing, and game nights are kind of the best way to do that. So we've got plenty of new game nights coming out. The reason I haven't been on top of those is mainly just because, they're not hard to edit, but they do take a while, especially now that we're bringing back another series. This week we had Duo Day, which was Allison and myself playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu for the first time, on the night that it came out. It came out 2 years ago, so don't tell us that we're reacting as if it's new, because we know we're reacting as if it's new, and I know that the footage is very old. I also wanted to mention that we do plan on bringing back another old series, which was the Stream Team Highlights. I got hair in my mouth. That was disgusting. It was disgusting. My cat's asleep. Stream Team Highlights are going to be a crazy thing that we're going to bring back. It's going to be called Stream Team Highlights version 2.0, which doesn't sound the craziest, and that's probably not going to be like what we title every single video, but I mean, I don't know, it looks really cute on the like little introduction that I made, so I don't know, look forward to it. The very first one is going to be about Free the Voices, which was a stream we did a few weeks ago, and all the proceeds from that stream went to bail funds to get people out who were peacefully protesting. A whole bunch of stuff, fun, whatever. We raised a lot more than I was expecting us to raise, and I wanted to like thank you all for helping out and pitching in and checking that out. But this next video for Stream Team Highlights is going to be Free the Voices, and it's just going to be, you know, the compilation of everything we did during those streams, so get hyped for that. And finally, at the end of every week, I plan on us also having those podcasts, or maybe a live stream maybe on Saturday, or one of these updates, maybe? I don't know. This seems very unprofessional and very, like, last minute kind of feel, so I don't know if I'll do too many live updates where I just sit in front of my computer and update, but, like, I don't know. It's one of those things that I feel like if I were to do anything else, it would take too long to say, hey, this is what we're doing. I wanted to get this out as soon as possible and let you guys know and, like, you know, talk to you guys face to face. How's it going? I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thanks for sticking around. There was a huge lull, so, like, the fact y'all are still here is pretty amazing. And so that's pretty much everything we plan on doing, and that leaves a couple of questions, obviously. Like, if you are really into Lovac, you know that we used to do solo projects, and those aren't gone, but I'm not sure if we're doing any at the moment. I have a few solo projects planned currently, but they're not enough for me to be like, hey, I'm gonna market us on our solo projects and just say, hey, this is something we do constantly, because we haven't had a solo project in a while. And speaking of that, let's get on to the fun background information on why we're rebranding, what's been going on, why everything. I'm going to finally talk about everything that's been going on behind the scenes. So, Lovac was a group that was created in 2012, and I joined it during that time. And in 2014, the leadership role went to me, because I was the editor, and I was able to make like every single video, save for 10 maybe. And at the time, I didn't really have a good grip on what that meant, or like how to operate anything. So I kind of counted on everybody else to help out, and you know, it worked. It worked for a little while. For 2015 to like 2016, we had pretty consistent content. Like, we had hiccups. There were times of burnout because I would work so hard and I would burn myself out, and then no dubs, nothing would get done because I'd have to take like a month off because I would just work myself to the bone. And again, this has to do with like the fact that I was spending a week on like every single comic dub. And now that I've kind of streamlined it a little bit better, I feel like I won't get as burnt out. I understand the possibility is still there, but that goes into the new system that we have in place, how we're going to run things from now on, being that originally this was a collaborative channel where everybody kind of got a say in everything, everybody came together to help out. But as time has gone on, now we're in 2020, and Lovac has kind of gotten small, because everybody has kind of gone their own separate ways. They're doing their own things. Even I went my own separate way and started doing my own thing back in 2018 to 2019. And that's where I got a lot more experience. That's where I started seeing more experienced people performing the roles that I was ill-prepared for. And honestly, that's kind of where I've been for the past couple of years, is doing my own thing on my own channel, working for other people, working on like video editing commissions and stuff like that. Finally getting a new computer that has a webcam. And essentially, I wanted to work on Lovac again. I wanted to work on comic dubs, make more game nights, and just to have a good time with my friends. But I kind of came to the realization that I did want Lovac to be more than just a hobby, you know? I want to do Lovac for a living. So we decided to make a change with Lovac, and instead of having it be this group effort where we all kind of pitch in to help each other out, like it originally was intended to be, now it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a personal channel for me, but I basically run everything. I do the comic dubs, I do the game nights, I do the podcasts, and it sounds like a lot of stuff and it sounds like a lot of burnout, but after the summer, I have plans to make the schedule disappear. Once the summer's over, I plan on just making videos whenever I want to make videos and whenever I feel like making videos. And so I'm going to spend more time working on weekly comic dubs, weekly game nights, and I'm going to do my best after this to basically just not uphold a really, really strict schedule and just kind of make content however I want to make it. All right, so I think I've kind of talked about everything that I wanted to talk about between everything that's happening over the summer with like comic dubs and game nights and all that fun stuff to what's happening after the summer. We're just gonna kind of wing it and make content whenever we can, whenever we feel like it. I feel like if we get enough people donating to Patreon, which I never want to say, I never want to be like, here's the goal, please accomplish this goal, because it feels really manipulative and gross. But like, for the most part, honestly, it's kind of hard to get paid for doing Lovac because a lot of our comic dubs aren't monetized. We don't want it, like, we don't want to ask the artists whether or not we can monetize a video, because that's kind of a really weird and scummy thing to ask, and I always feel awkward asking about it. With that being said, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/voiceandcans. And if you would like to help us out and maybe, like, you know, throw $1 or $2 our way every month, that'd be amazing. And hopefully, if we get enough people on Patreon, we won't even need to bother asking if we can monetize comic dubs. We can just keep them demonetized and move on with our lives, you know? We also covered a lot of the background information as to why we're rebranding, why things have changed up a lot, just simply because it's time to just kick things off, start anew. Welcome to the summer of 2020. Originally, I wanted this to be like a big change in the year, and like, oh man, here we go, Lovac's coming back, let's have a great time. And then, you know, March happened, and you know, the entire world shut down. So that was interesting. I digress. We're still doing Lovac 2020, Lovac Summer 2020, and I don't know, I'm just really excited to start working on comic dubs and stuff like that again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, expect more videos over the summer. Every week, we're going to try to have a comic dub or a game night and a game night. And hopefully we can get a live stream in every Saturday, or a podcast, or maybe just another update kind of like this. Except shorter and way more concise and to the point. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Connor, or EDCM, or whatever, and welcome to Lovac. I just noticed that Miso just looks like a void ball right here. Like, if I were to put my hand in, it'd be like one of those cartoon holes where it just like goes through into an alternate reality. I promise that's a cat. I promise that's a cat, okay?